Yay! Hey,
Yeah.
that's not main event Jey Uso saying that. It's our tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to an absolute banger of an episode on AR Wrestling Podcast. I am Alex with my co-host Ryan. What's going on, Ryan?
Yo, what's good, everybody?
And as always, you know the drill. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. And this week we got some news. We do got some news. I think we start out with the biggest news everybody knows about. It happened on Tuesday on NXT. Rhea Ripley is legitimately written off TV with a broken orbital socket in her right eye. I'm pretty sure is what it is. But I found it pretty interesting because I learned a little bit more about Rhea and Raquel. They actually have like 5 or 6 matching tattoos together.
Really?
Yep, I learned that because I was watching some like tattoo thing and Rhea was explaining all of her tats and she said, "Oh yeah, this one's with Raquel, this one's with Raquel, this one's with Dom and Priest, this one's with Raquel, this is Dom and Priest." Basically, a majority of her tattoos are Dom and Priest and Raquel.
That's pretty awesome, dude.
So I found that pretty interesting.
Pretty dope way to
So
like add your like wrestling career as like a part of your like body art, you know?
did she? And I mean, if you look at a lot of her stuff, like there's a lot of like Judgment Day references in her tattoos.
It's pretty freaking cool.
Um, and then I'm gonna cover this one, and then you got the last one because I'm upset about this. WWE has done their releases. They cut Indy Hartwell, Tegan Knox, and Baron Corbin. They kind of fucked Baron Corbin because he was at some like public social thing that they had going on 6 days before he was released. Tegan Knox, I didn't see much with her. I mean, in my eyes, she was kind of like Raw's Candice LeRae. Like you have her there, but she's not really doing much. And I'm more pissed about Indy Hartwell. Her and Candice go so well together on anything. Perfect. Like that team works. And if you would align those two with Nia and pushed Tiffy out, that could have helped build that storyline even more. Because Indy has been helping Candice win all these matches for basically under Nia's quote unquote reign. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I've seen it.
Yeah.
So that's what I have for news. But Ryan, hit us with the last piece of news.
Final piece of news, ladies and gentlemen. I can't remember what kind of a football event or something like that it was for. It's probably NFL or some kind of high school college game. But
It
Bill
was College Game Day.
Goldberg, in an interview, confirms that in 2025 he will have his formal retirement match. There has been a deal reached between him and WWE that at some point at an undisclosed date he will have his final match.
I think we'd all see him going into the Royal Rumble and starting a feud with Gunther. Or maybe, I wouldn't say have him run the Royal Rumble, maybe have one last fight against somebody at WrestleMania. Because I think
Mm-hmm.
that's where a lot of legends have retired. I don't know why you would retire any other time, really. I mean, Kurt Angle, Ric Flair, Undertaker, like, I don't
Yeah, it's
know. I
forever,
think
dude.
Kurt Angle's match should have been done a lot better. That was kind of fucked that they did it with Baron Corbin. Like,
Oh my
Vince
God, that was
literally
awful.
fucked Kurt Angle over.
That was awful.
But I mean, that's how I see it. I think. Well,
I
I
definitely
think.
think it should be Gunther.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that.
You throw the idea to me of John Cena versus Gunther
I
at
do have,
WrestleMania?
yes, I did throw the idea of John Cena versus Gunther at you at WrestleMania because I really like that idea. I've got like
Do you still pushing
3
for it?
dream matches. I would, yeah. There's 2 matches that I've got for John Cena at WrestleMania. One of them is Gunther, and one of them is Logan Paul.
Logan Paul is wild.
Logan Paul is wild, but I think that's not even that far off as his
Well,
final
let me guess.
WrestleMania
Was Cena
match.
on Impulsive or something?
No, but I have a feeling that he's going to be come WrestleMania season.
It's possible, but I mean, we haven't seen Logan Paul since SummerSlam, so it's been a
Facts.
few months now since we've seen Logan.
Facts. He's come out with a moldy lunch brand since then.
Yeah, this man cannot get away from legal trouble. Like
That's
seriously, no matter
amazing.
what he does.
But yeah, I've got either Gunther or Logan Paul for Cena, but like it all depends on if Gunther still has the world title going into Mania, in all honesty. If he still has the world title,
You
I
think
would
he drops
honestly
it?
put him. I think there's a chance he does. I think
Okay.
there's a chance he does, and it all depends on who challenges him for the title going into Mania. Like if he
Right.
doesn't get challenged by the people who I'm thinking that he could, like CM Punk is the number one name in my head to beat Gunther for that title as of right now.
We might
If
see
he
him here
if he
soon.
chal if he challenges before WrestleMania,
Yeah.
because I can get more into that at some point. But yeah,
I
my
do like
idea
that
is
idea.
Gunther and Goldberg at WrestleMania. If Gunther doesn't still have the world title, and that's Goldberg's retirement match.
I like
But
that.
yeah, that's what I have after going out of this news story.
Give me Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg retirement match. Run
God
back
damn it.
WrestleMania 2000 or run back
No.
WrestleMania 20.
No. 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 I liked the WrestleMania, like, what was it, 36 match that they had? I liked that match. And I also
Run
liked
it
the
back,
Survivor
Turbo.
Series match. But don't run it back. No, it's done.
Run it
It's
back,
done.
Turbo.
It's done. Nana.
So I think that's all we got for news, though. We ready to move into the segments?
Hell yeah, ready.
All right. Well, we're moving into Raw. Obviously, we see the security with the Crown Jewel Championship. Judgment Day and Seth freaking Rollins all going in, getting ready for their stuff for the night. And we see a replay from the main event last week of Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker for the IC title. Bloodline trying to help him, and then Jey Uso on SmackDown, which we get to see the moment where he screws over the Tongans against Motor City Machine Guns. And we saw like Jimmy J and Roman, obviously the Bloodline, and Jimmy J hug, which is huge. Which I did see a lot of backlash from. I don't know about you, but I definitely saw a lot of backlash in the terms of people were not happy with that. You know what I'm
I hear
saying?
a lot of people saying that the Bloodline story is moving too fast with all this stuff. I don't agree with it. I like the pace that they're moving at right now.
Okay. And so, which moves us right into our next segment with main event. Jay, oh, so we see Yeet chants erupt. Obviously, main event. Jey Uso is now in your city.
Yay!
Um, no, a lot has happened these past couple of weeks. Lost the IC title, the Bloodline family drama, and what happened on SmackDown and costing the Bloodline. But there's only one Uso he wants to talk about, and that is his brother Jimmy Uso.
So
And Uso chants started erupting, but he's here on Monday Night Raw to look Jay face to face, eye to eye. He says thank you for what happened on SmackDown, and now he's kind of pleading his case for Jay to join him and Roman. And he starts saying, the Bloodline, Solo, the Tongans, Jacob, they ain't the ones. And this is exactly like this kind of was perfect for me. Jay hits him with, well, we ain't the ones either, Oos. Starts talking about media and what happened with them fighting. And he goes, guess what, though? A lot's happened since then. They know you as Jimmy, and then I see me as Jay. Yeet. They know you as No Yeet, and me as Yeet. Yeet. I won the IC title by myself, Oos. Yeet. But none of them titles top being your twin. And Jimmy tries for a hug, and Jay goes, we still need to fix some stuff. But if they do this, there's no one-sided anything. They know yes men. They know they are grown men. You'll be Jimmy, I'll be Jay, and we can be the
So's.
And Jimmy goes, all right. OTC will be there Friday Night SmackDown. How about you come through and holla and squash the beef? Jay looks like he's got this look on his face. He's like, hell nah. But he says he'll be at SmackDown, and Jimmy tries for a hug, but the Tongans come in and try to attack them, and Solo and Jacob end up ringside. Solo gives Jacob the orders to get inside, but the numbers game gets the best of him. Jimmy's end up getting tied up in the ropes. Jacob's given a chair to do exactly what Solo and the Tongans did to Jimmy back in April. And Jay's able to end up throwing the chair. Usos stare off with Jacob, and the Usos start fighting out the Bloodline. And we get OTC chants, and Adam Pearce comes out with security telling him to leave. And this, honestly, is going to line up for Crown Jewel so well. I love this shit.
Oh, dude, this
So,
is freaking amazing. The Usos back together, but this is like the kind of like hint at what I was just mentioned, where people are like, how are they already back together? It was literally like 2 weeks ago when they saw each other for the first time since Mania again, where it's like, man, we went through periods of time in the Bloodline storyline where Roman Reigns was gone for 3 weeks at a time, and the story was just inching along bit by bit, slowly and slowly. I'm a big fan of long term, like slow storytelling and stuff like that. But then
Right.
there's also times where you kind of need to push fast forward on it. And like you
Yeah.
want to hit these beats and stuff where like right now it's like bam, bam, bam. Like all these big angles are hitting right now, and we're leading into war games. And like it's like a weird thing to say, but I've seen people say that like this feels almost like Triple H is trying to fast forward his booking so that when like WrestleMania season hits, if The Rock comes into the storyline like he did
The Rock
last
is
year,
going to come into the storyline.
and
I'm
he
booking that
throws a
for Survivor Series.
like last year he threw a monkey wrench into WrestleMania plans where like we all know like it wasn't originally supposed to be Rock, Roman, Seth, and
Cody.
Cody, yeah, and it was only supposed to be like Rock and Roman, Seth versus Cody, but like the
That would
fans
have been
turned it all around.
crazy.
This feels like Roman or Triple H is trying to like hit all of his major story beats before The Rock comes in and is like, all right, let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
But like I
Because I
said, I'm
mean,
not against any of this.
unfortunately, The Rock has a lot of power that isn't really wanted by a lot of fans, like me personally. But I
Hmm.
can definitely see where he plays a lot of roles in these storylines because, um, like you were saying, last year there wasn't supposed to be that tag team match, but dude, like the amount of like hate and everything, like you said, the Cody Crybabies. I was a Cody Crybaby, but I didn't go out and blatantly say I was going to hurt someone or say anything. I was just like, well, this kind of
Yeah.
sucks because now how do you book this? And
Hmm.
I mean, we had even talked about it as well, and so they finally did what they did. But I mean, it's kind of weird. I don't know because if The Rock's really going to come in and have this much power to screw plans, and that's something because he was asked by Endeavor or TKO, like, are you actually going to be a part of this family or not? Because if you're not, we're going to take your position away because of how long you've been away with Hollywood and everything. And he goes, no, I am all in on this. Like, this is my life. So I'm kind of curious now to see how much more of a role The Rock's going to play on screen, off screen, whatever it may be.
I would prefer it to be an off-screen role, honestly,
I definitely agree with that.
where he only appears as we've seen him. He only appears for a few weeks going into Mania, shows up for a cameo in October or SummerSlam or something like that, and then we don't see him for a while. Like I'm perfectly fine with how we have The Rock right now.
Yeah.
Like I
I
don't think
mean,
this should be. I don't think any of this. I'm not trying to say like any of this is focused around The Rock,
no,
like
right.
in any way. Like I'm just saying that like when he eventually get like if they do like when he does eventually comes back into all of this shit, like it's gonna be like mixed all the fuck up. I feel like, but
No,
I'm
for
all here
sure. And I
for it.
definitely agree with that.
I'm all here for it though.
Um, And I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how The Rock does what he does. But I mean, I'm excited to see it all because WrestleMania season's right around the corner, dude. We're right there.
I'm straight.
And I have an idea. Or I had a. So there was a guy that works at this gym, or works at the gym here. And he goes, I was talking to him about the whole thing with Rhea Ripley and everything. He goes, so what do you think about. He had kind of thrown this to me because I was explaining to him all the stars Netflix wanted. And I asked him, I was like, or he had asked me, he goes, so with everything going on with Netflix and everything, do you do a draft that Monday? Or like, not that Monday, but before or during WrestleMania season, before the Rumble or something? Because there's nothing going on in January as of right now besides the whole Netflix deal. They're going to treat Netflix as a PL or that as a PLE, that Monday Night Raw. So I'm kind of curious on what is all going to actually go on.
I I
Would you
don't
be
think they'll do. I wouldn't be interested in a draft before Mania, and I don't think they will. And here's why. I think they're going to keep the tradition of doing the draft after Mania because I
yeah,
think like WrestleMania is the season finale
yeah,
of
I think it,
WWE. And
yeah,
so after that, you are able to mix your rosters up and everything, hit your big story beats. I also think that what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Something about on Raw and SmackDown. Essentially, with the storylines that you have going on right now, it feels very much like several of these storylines could be blown off at that Raw after Mania. Like if we do, like you and me have talked about potentially keeping Randy and Kevin Owens apart for a long time, suspending them after their brawl or at some point in some shit, and then they can fight again at that Raw after WrestleMania or at the Raw at Netflix or some shit.
Yeah,
And I'm just
I got
thinking
you.
that why would they mix everything up right now on that Raw after Netflix when they could just set up a lot of their huge storylines to blow off on that show?
Yeah, I said I did forget that they're going to treat the Raw for the first Raw on Netflix like a PLE, so that does add a little.
I've got some wild predictions for that show, but I don't want to like talk about them yet because I feel like they're like way too like out there right now.
Oh, for sure.
Just know I'm cooking on what I want
Look,
before I
I've
know
had
it.
out there predictions before, and they've come true. So I'm just saying. I called
Hmm.
Bailey and leaving Damage Control at War Games last year. What happened?
Oh yeah,
I'm
she
just
left.
saying.
She was out there.
I'm just saying.
She is just
So
saying.
it's not bad to have outlandish ideas to start because you don't know what the storylines are going to look like until you get there.
That's right.
So, but after this, I mean, speaking about The Rock and Roman and that tag team match at WrestleMania, we saw a promo video of WrestleMania 40 night one of everyone mic'd up, or essentially mic'd up is what it is. So it'll be kind of like an ESPN Sports Center beat of mic'd up, which is kind of cool, I think. Um, but after this, though, Adam Pearce is on the phone with Nick Aldis and says Nick needs to control his roster after the Bloodline had come over and did what they did. And the Judgment Day walks in asking for Dom's opponent. Dominic is going to fight Damian Priest in the main event. And Dom, he says he knows Damian's tricks, but Finn's like, I know him better. And Finn walks away, and Dom's like, I'm going to go out by myself because he thinks no one believes in him. And then Liv does her whatever, and like I said earlier, Finn walks away, which I
I think
found
Judgment
interesting.
I think Judgment Day's about to break up, man.
Judgment Day breaks up. That's a rip.
I've got I got an idea where Dominic tries to go at it as a fucking lone wolf at some point and tries gunning after Gunther or Breaker. Literally, it's like a whole like goofy ass storyline or some shit like that. Where like eventually he realizes, oh, I ain't shit.
Yeah, for real.
Or maybe he
But
weasels his way into a title win.
it's true.
But either way, this is all like the main focus of like I want Balor back as a singles guy. Like that's my main goal of
I
breaking
think
Judgment Day up, as I want Balor's back as the singles guy.
what you do is you have Judgment Day lose the title to the War Raiders, and then you have Damian versus Gunther at Saturday Night's main event. And then after that, though, um, or not after that, but during that match, it's going to be just like SummerSlam all over again. Finn's going to get in or get involved, and he's say we write Damian off TV this time instead. Now Gunther's going to cut a promo. Finn's going to come out and he's going to challenge Gunther for that title. And Gunther's like he kind of does what he does with Sami Zayn. He's going, no, you're going to have to earn it, just like Sami did. So either I could see Finn winning the Royal Rumble this year. I could see him winning Elimination Chamber. And I think Finn is going to win the title at WrestleMania. If you push Finn leaving and pushing the single star, I think you have Finn winning the title at WrestleMania over Gunther, which now pushes Damian to be even more pissed about Finn having the title back. And now Damian becomes this unleashed fucking killer who is now after and only after the World Heavyweight Championship the way Rhea is
Mm-hmm.
for the women's world title. So I don't
I like
know. I
that.
kind of like that idea, to be
I like
honest.
that idea.
I like
I
Finn
like
back
that
to the
idea
singles
a
the
lot.
guy.
I like the idea of having Balor win it at WrestleMania. That wasn't
Honestly, to be
something. That wasn't something
give
I
him
had
his
really
moment.
thought of.
Give him his moment. He lost what 7, 8 years ago now.
Hmm. Yeah, I would. I am fully. It would be, yeah, 8 years at that point, almost to nine,
Damn
because it
there.
was 2016 when it happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Like how we talk about it,
So
like it's the great tragedy.
it is a great tragedy.
The great tragedy of Finn Balor's WWE push that went to Roman Reigns instead.
There's something else I fear that could be a tragedy with Ludwig Kaiser if him and Gunther eventually break up, which kind of that thought leads me into this match because both dudes brawled with heavy shots until they split out to the outside and they'll use a ring post against each other, whatever. But this kind of like was a match for um, Sheamus to win, and it was kind of pushing the idea of um, this whole like Gunther's pissed off at Ludwig now because even after there, I don't know if you watched the press conference for Crown Jewel, but Gunther was pissed that he wasn't pissed, but he was asked about the Fatal Four Way, and he goes, "Well, they're great competitors. Well, hold on, there's three great competitors, and then there's Dominic." And he lists them all off, and he says something about Sheamus. He goes after he gets them talking about Sheamus, he looks back at Kaiser, and goes, "Yeah, Sheamus," and walks off. Which kind of that Kaiser's supposed to take care of that problem, and he hasn't done it. Sheamus has been a problem for a few years now for Gunther. So honestly, I think Sheamus could be a key way for Kaiser and Gunther to break up because I mean, we saw what happened with Giovanni. Is Kaiser going to be able to hold his own? Because Giovanni was able to hold his own in NXT, but Kaiser's been by Gunther's side his entire career, essentially. What? How do you push him as a single star?
I just wouldn't break them up, in all honesty.
You just keep them together?
I just would keep them together. I love Imperium. It's one of my. I hate the fact that they made Giovanni Vinci leave this group. It makes me so fucking mad. Like it
I would
genuinely
have
gets
been.
me somewhat heated because I was so into Imperium at one point, and the thought of Ilya Dragunov joining Imperium, and we could have the sight of Gunther as world champion, Ilya as intercontinental, and then Kaiser and Vinci as tag champs.
That'd
Now
have been crazy.
that would have been so fucking crazy. That would have been so good though. God
Oh, I
damn it, that
agree.
would have been amazing. The in ring quality of every single match involving them would have been through the roof. I feel like, but it would have been like potentially a new Bloodline storyline. You could even tell, like obviously not. You can't retell the Bloodline story, but a long term storyline that you could tell with Imperium.
Yeah.
But where was I going with this? Oh yeah, you could still do something like that. I would put at some point I would belt up Kaiser and have him with Gunther as belted up as well. Not have them both with championships.
I'll give you that. Mm. I do like that. Honestly, I remember we had, or you or I don't remember who spit it, but the idea was just like that, like you were saying, and it's a pretty solid idea. I mean, unfortunately, now not Ludwig, Ilya is out for another like 5 to 7 months with a torn ACL. So,
Hmm.
and I haven't seen anything from him on social media, but I haven't been on social media a lot recently. I've been worried about school, so
Right.
it's what it is. I think you could do that. Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I fuck with it.
Freaking amazing.
It's just how do you bring that now? Because not Kaiser, Gunther and Ilya have had this beef going on for
Build it on mutual respect.
years, and yeah, built it on mutual respect. Yeah.
Built it
Oh,
on
okay, okay,
I
okay,
know
okay,
what
okay.
built it on I know what you can do. You know what I can do. Imagine what we could do together.
Yeah, I like that. Basically, almost have Ilya replace Kaiser and have Kaiser be pushed into the Vinci role. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you want to call them that. But
I mean, is
or I
that how
would
you
just
would book it, or would you have?
no, I would keep Kaiser going strong as a
Okay,
singles guy, and I would have Ilya keep being. If anything, you can have Kaiser. Kaiser would eventually, if you do have the three of them as a faction, because obviously you can't put Vinci back in there. Then it's like Kaiser would be the fall guy, while Ilya is your mid card dude, and Gunther's your world champion.
I feel like Ilya's been the fall guy this entire time, though. Not Ilya. Kaiser's been the fall guy this entire time, though.
It kind of has been, which is unfortunate, but it kind of
Not the
works
entire
for him.
time,
It
but in
works
the
for him though.
recent weeks. Recent weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it works for him in his role with Gunther because that's kind of like the role he plays. But I would prefer him to play a more like a partner to Gunther, not the fall guy for Gunther.
Yeah,
Like someone that
I'm kind of
Gunther
tired of
can
him being the
call on.
mouthpiece too.
Yeah, like because Gunther can hold his own in a promo too. So like, I would prefer them to be presented more as equals and less as Gunther is the top guy.
Yeah,
You know.
I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. So, speaking of top stars in the women's division, Rhea Ripley. This is before everything happened on NXT. So she cuts a promo video saying Rhea has thought about a lot about what Raquel has said, but the difference between her and Raquel was done out of malice. Rhea has admitted she's made mistakes, but they want to be there about they want to be about their cry about it squad, like the Judgment Day, all that shit. And basically every week she cuts the promo, you're gonna have to kill Rhea to stop her. Damn near did kill Rhea. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the pictures or video from NXT, but that shit.
Brutal.
And I don't know if you got the chance to record NXT at 2300 Arena, but it was pretty interesting.
It was
a good. It was.
I did not see anything from NXT out of the 2300 Arena. I watched AEW Dynamite.
You shut up. You should have watched it because Dudley Boys came back for the episode. RVD was back, and Rhino came back as a cameo in spirit of Robert Stone.
Damn, bro, that's crazy.
It was pretty interesting. I fucked with it. Like lights went out. Robert Stone's cutting a promo. Like everything goes quiet. Everybody's like, "What the hell's going on?" Rhino just appears in the ring and spears the shit out of him.
Gore!
Oh man. But we see after the Rhea promo, we see the Usos walking backstage, running to Sami Zayn, and Sami and Jimmy are still not on the same page, even after Crown Jewel. Sami wants to talk to Jay alone though, and questions Jay's decisions about Jimmy and Roman and him going on Friday. And Sami, he starts recalling almost everything Roman did to Jay and himself. But Sami's on anyone's side. If any side he's on Jay's side. So he doesn't want to get involved, or Sami doesn't want Jay getting involved, but Jay's like, bro, you don't understand. And you wouldn't understand because you're not family, Oos.
Ooh.
And this hit right here, this is this comment was degrading, but do you think we see the honorary Oos return to the bloodline?
Think so. I think so, man. I think this is the tease for it. They're like, you're not family. Only for him to turn around and be like, he's family after all. He was always family.
We'll definitely talk more about it next week when we do our next review episode of the week, because
I want Roman, if anything, to be the guy to bring Sami back.
That would be insane.
That'd be fucking crazy. Like to have Roman be the guy to like I have no idea how it's gonna go, but like
you think they do it as a way of how Jay was saying we're equals, or I'm not joining you, and you try one more thing. I think that's how they push Sami into this. I think Sami sets the same guidelines, and Jimmy's like, well, shit. Now I'm going to set the same guidelines, and now Roman's like, well, shit. Now we're all equals, and I can't do anything about it. And if I say something or do something wrong, they're all gone.
Yeah.
I don't know how you see it. So I mean, I want to go ahead.
I see it the same way. I see it the same way, actually. Like thinking about it, like putting a little bit of like question into my own like what I was thinking. I like what you're saying there.
What were you thinking? I'm kind of curious.
I had this whole thing of like where Sami and Roman eventually get to have like the meeting is like Usos are back on the same page with Roman, maybe Sami's back on the same page with the Usos, but then Roman and Sami are constantly butting heads, and so it eventually turns into, all right, we're gonna have this face to face, no Usos, no one else, and it's gonna be Roman and Sami alone in the ring, face to face, and we're gonna have
Sami puts Roman on trial.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude, that'd be insane. But it's just going to be this face-to-face, one-on-one, back-and-forth promo going at it over everything that happened a couple years ago, and I have it all ending with Roman just dropping the mic and pulling Sami in for a hug.
That'd be interesting.
Cinema.
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 Gotta love it. But I wanted to say it was almost cinema for their match at Crown Jewel. It kind of wasn't. But Gunther cuts a promo video on Cody for Crown Jewel. And he goes, Cody Rhodes, the QB of the WWE, the Golden Boy, the selfless champion. Cody Rhodes, the gutless champion. And he recalls Randy saving Cody Rhodes and says that Cody should ask Randy how it feels to be choked out by Gunther, and says Cody is and always will be a secondary champion to Gunther. And obviously we talked about that on our post show, so go check out the Crown Jewel post show after it's posted. It'll be posted directly after this episode as well. So we'll have everything up for you guys. And we now have a match with Zelina Vega versus Ivy Nile. And I mean, Zelina was able to get some offense in, but this was basically a match for Ivy Nile to show her power.
Ivy Nile fucking wrecked this bitch.
Yeah, that's how I'm seeing it. So I think with the push of Ivy Nile now, I almost want to say the WWE should bring in a mid-card title, but now I'm almost saying it needs to be after WrestleMania. Or put it up for grabs at WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, there you go.
Have qualifying matches up to WrestleMania. Make it a ladder match. Make it a women's ladder match for that.
Oh yeah! I love a multi-person ladder match at WrestleMania.
I think what you do is though you have it, and just to avoid the two matches, you put the women's United States if they're going this way, and the women's Intercontinental up both in the same ring like they did WrestleMania 40 with both tag titles, and you have the teams qualify, or the participants qualify, and you have it set up a similar way where you win the title, win a title, you're out of the match, get out. Almost, it was almost like kind of what they did with A-Town Down Under. We didn't see much from them after they won the SmackDown tag titles, but now,
ladies and gentlemen, he's cooking. He's cooking over here. I love that.
I think with that, Ivy Nile wins the women's Intercontinental just to help push, one, the idea that Ivy Nile is a star, and two, kind of push American Made.
Yep,
make
American
them seem more, with them making they seem more beefy. Because right now there's a mid-card act, and it sucks because they've lost, I think, to the New Day. They lost to the YS6, but the YS6 one was a long time coming, and they just haven't really done much since then. And I want to see more out of them. Like, I enjoy this heel group, honestly.
I was so excited for them to join as a Perk Academy. We all remember this is supposed to be awesome. Chad's supposed to be a world champion by now, or I had him at least like Intercontinental champion. But then Braun Breaker entered the IC title scene, and nobody's taking that thing from him.
What about Braun Breaker versus Chad Gable? How do you feel about that?
Oh my god, dude, I would lose my shit. That would be so amazingly good, especially Chad can just turn it up like a different level sometimes when he drops the straps and goes full intense Olympic wrestler mode, and Breaker's just like going, the dog is unleashed in him. That would be magic, I feel like.
I mean, like we talked about another match we think would be just straight absolute cinema magic, whatever you want to call it. I mean, we also have the Samoan Werewolf versus the unpredictable badass, the dog, Braun Breaker. I would love to see that at some point.
That's the match I want most of all. I want that match at Mania. God damn it, dude! I want that.
I wouldn't even say it has to be at Mania. I'm just saying I just want to see that match. I mean, you could build a best of 3 series in Mania. I'd be okay with that, but it doesn't have to.
I want to see I'm gonna complete fantasy book for my own self here. Do like a best 2 out of 3 falls between these hosses at WrestleMania for the IC title.
That'd be nuts.
Just, oh my gosh, bro. Give him like 20, 35 minutes in that area. Damn. These big, meaty men. Smacking man meat.
Big medium man, smacking my mate. I enjoy this. Oh man. But where are we at now? So after this, after the match, we get Jimmy Uso backstage in the locker room packing up his stuff. Jay walks in, and Jimmy asks how it went with Jay. Jay said he's not family. Jimmy agrees, and now he's gonna go try to talk to Sammy. I don't think he got much luck that night. But we see Seth freaking Rollins walking backstage to Gorilla to go cut a promo. Hershey! Welcome to Monday Night Rollins! As always, he is a visionary. He is a revolutionary. He is Seth freaking Rollins. And basically, to sum up this promo, he is on the hunt for a monster. And we can all acknowledge Bronson Reed is a monster. But Seth says he is as well. And he thought he put that side of him to bed a long time ago. But Reed woke something up in Rollins' soul. And he kind of likes what Reed has done. But we see Bronson Reed outside in the parking lot. And he promised Pierce he wouldn't cause chaos. But he wouldn't cause chaos in the building. So if Seth wants Reed, he's going to have to go to the parking lot. And then we see Rollins go out there, a long shot following him. Pierce is trying to stop him. Reed's throwing security. And Reed throws Rollins onto a car. And Rollins starts using the trailer door to his advantage. And basically, Rollins gives Reed a stomp onto a car hood. And he starts cutting a promo into the camera. And then Reed wakes back up. Rollins tries to give him a kick. But over this, Rollins gets beat up by Reed and gets thrown a trash can at him. And receives a Death Valley driver onto equipment from the inside of a production truck. From the inside to the outside.
Seth goddamn murdered.
Seth got murdered. I thought he wasn't making it.
Bump, dude.
Thought he wasn't making it to Crown Jewel, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it was nuts. That was freaking amazing. I love, dude. Bronson Reed is on
match they had at Crown Jewel was pretty
fire.
solid.
He's on fire right now. That match was solid.
Throw the idea: Gunther versus Reed for the world. Not even for the world title. Just have a match.
Oh, I'd definitely do it for the world title with this run. But yes, and yes. I think that's already happened. Actually, I think that happened during his IC title run. I think they had one match, but I can't remember anything from it. So yeah, definitely do it on a pay-per-view because I think that was only on like a Raw.
They have had a match at a live show. Yeah, they did have a match at the IC title last October. Yep. So we'll see. But after we got to commercial, we come back of a replay of Rollins and Reed, and then we see a replay of last week where the Wyatt Six is attacking the Final Testament, and the Miz is trying to get away from the Final Testament. Unfortunately, he can't. So, which moves us into Alpha Academy, and Miz's old partner, R-Truth, walks in and says they look better without the short, ugly guy. And Miz walks in, tries to apologize to Truth, and says, this isn't about Miz, this is about Austin Truth. Maxine's like, don't listen to him. And Miz says, yeah, I don't listen to the former champion and Snow White and these two dorks. And so they walk off, and R-Truth, he's like, well, you're right, man. But absolutely smacks the shit out of the Miz. And he goes, good luck with the Wyatts, and just walks away. But as he's walking away, he walks past Pete Dunne. God damn it, Truth. He goes, what's up, Butch? Truth. Where's Pete?
Damn it, Truth.
Damn it, Truth.
Oh, my God. That was hilarious.
This leads us into our finals for the number one contenders for the World Tag Team Championships between the LWO, the New Day, and the War Raiders. And this was kind of, honestly, to me, just a match to showcase the War Raiders as they come back, because we haven't seen Eric in a long time. And Ivar, he's been in trying to help keep the Viking Raiders up, but I mean, he disappeared after he went to NXT for a little bit. But they obviously, like I said, a squash match, they go crazy throwing people. They dominate both the other teams and basically use each other as weapons. Ray's kind of using his experience to get rid of the War Raiders, and Wood stops the tag from Ray to Dragon and argues with the crowd, who boos, and he argues with Kofi for a second as well. But Kofi runs wild with a double boom drop and dive to everyone. And as everyone does big moves off the rope, Kofi tells Woods to go for their finisher to the win, but Woods is like, no, I got this. And Ray and Dre are going to almost have a one with Chad Gable attacks Ray with the ankle lock, which in terms costed the New Day and LWO the tag team titles, which War Raiders will hit a springboard close onto the German suplex for the win. Honestly, these guys are insane.
The damn War Machine, that move's called. We found out like a week later or something like that. But like,
Yeah,
damn, things that it's insane. I love the War Raiders, dude. Now, like 2 matches from them so far, and they're already like about to win the tag titles. Undoubtedly, I feel like.
this is true. Hold on. Okay. So after this, though, we get a medical update on Seth Rollins complaining about his back pain, which is when I thought we weren't going to have Crown Jewel. Because I know his back is messed up, his knee is messed up, so I get it. He was sent to the local medical center. He's undergoing testing, and WWE would have kept us updated when results came back. And so Miz is backstage with Pierce after everything with the Wyatt Six and the Final Testament and Truth. He asks for security. Pierce is laughing at him, and the Final Testament show up, and Miz is like, the planet they see or hear the Wyatt Six, they run. But Karrion Kross is like, nah, this is not going to happen the way you want it to. You're going to go find Bo Dallas, and why he's in my business, or Kross is going to break Miz's leg. And I sent you that video of him breaking those 3 Louisville Slugger baseball bats. He's going to snap that leg clean.
I fucking love Karrion Kross, dude. Holy shit. Like, I feel like he's honestly starting to come back into his own. This isn't like peak Karrion Kross was back in NXT when he was NXT champion, his first ever run. That was peak
Yeah.
Karrion Kross, in my opinion. But I feel like this version of Karrion Kross is slowly starting to like, and it's not like he's not like the big, he is obviously he's not the, like big monster intimidating guy. But like he kind of reminds me of Drew McIntyre in a sense. Where like, if do you pay attention to like a lot of his social media posts?
Whenever they pop up, yeah.
Dude, I love his social media all the fucking time. Karrion Kross is one of my favorite dudes to listen to. So I'm not on social media like ever, ladies and ever.
Yeah, I have to text him, hey, check this, just in order for him to check something.
I'm like a grandpa in terms of social media, like type shit. But every time I see Karrion Kross' shit, it's so funny. He reminds me of Drew McIntyre sometimes, and like
They do have pretty similar.
That I wish he would like. I wish he would get more of like a push. Where like I think I like threw out the idea earlier this year where he could have been given a Legend Killer-esque gimmick where he kind of started making comments where like, I've defeated 10 former world champions in this like past year or in like the past couple of years or something like that. And like I was like, you can make a gimmick out of that. You can make him like someone who hunts down people who were like former world champions or former like main eventers who have like somewhat quote unquote fallen off, you could say, and have Karrion Kross be the guy who like you could say puts them out of their misery.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
but
after this,
I've always been a Karrion Kross guy, though. To be fair,
and yeah, this is fact. Ryan has always been a Karrion Kross guy. After this, though, we see New York Knicks player Jalen Brunson announcing the holiday tour starting or something like that at Madison Square Garden. So we'll get to see that. Starting, we might be going. Ryan, I don't know yet. We'd have to go to Chicago though, which is fine.
Oh yeah.
So, but this cuts to Jimmy looking for Sammy backstage, and Sammy is seen talking to Solo. And Jay peeps it too, and Jimmy said, "Told you, Oos. It's Roman, Jimmy, and Jay who have to get this done." Jay goes, "Yeet," which I thought this is where Sammy was going to join Solo, because I was also seeing other posts on social media. Solo's always had Sammy's back. So
yeah, he kind of has.
I was
the only time he's ever turned on Sammy is when he's been told to by Roman.
This is true. So, but after this, though, we get to our main event: Damian Priest versus Dominic Mysterio. And honestly, Dom literally just gets a lucky win here. Honestly, is how I seen it.
Dominic.
But he gets absolutely fucking mauled after this. We see Judgment Day getting involved. Damian fights them all off with a chair. Damian gives Dominic a razor's edge after the match. I mean, Damian's just attacking Dom with this chair as well. And Damian and Dominic, not Damian and Dominic, Carlito and Dominic both receive a South to Heaven after Damian Priest is done and over with. Which I did see something else. Liv's always getting up in Damian's face like, "Oh yeah, you can't touch me. You can't touch me. Ha ha, you dumb bitch." Why was she sitting crying, not protecting her man?
Right? Where was she at?
Where was she at? So this definitely sets up. I think this is now Damian has more of a reason. I mean, obviously we see it on this
Also,
past
I'm not
episode.
trying to interrupt you, but
Go ahead.
also, did you notice Finn Balor wasn't out there either to help him?
I didn't notice that.
So this kind of helps tie into the idea that I don't think Balor's too happy that Dominic is trying to go after the world title now. Maybe he's getting jealous of Dirty Dominic of all people.
I don't know if it's jealousy, but I think it's more over Finn knows what Damian's capable of, and Dom think it's like Big Brother versus Little Brother is essentially where it's at. That's how I'm seeing it.
Maybe I like that.
So we definitely have two different ideas on it, but I like your idea a lot.
Either one would I would honestly be down for either one because I like the kind of idea of like Finn Balor sort of trying to be the new mentor for Dominic and trying to be that older brother for him, only for like Dominic to try to constantly be like, "Nah, bro, I know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, get the fuck out of here." Like, ignoring the fact that Finn Balor has like damn near 20 plus years of fucking experience in this business, and thinks that he and
Well, hold on. Dominic also has 20 years of experience in the business. No. Yes, he does.
God
yes, he
damn
does.
it.
You can't
God
tell me
damn
no.
it. God damn it, Alex.
He competed.
God
he competed at SummerSlam 2025.
Alex.
He got in the ring and did some shit in the ring. He competed at SummerSlam 2025.
God damn it.
I'm just saying, man. Just saying. So
okay, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, you're not wrong.
Actual competing experience, yes, Finn outdoes him by a country mile.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of Dominic trying to be the cocky little weasel. That's like, get the fuck out of here, bro. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Like he did it with his dad.
This is true.
He's Rey freaking Mysterio.
This is true. That is the Hall of Famer, the Luchador, Mr. 619, Rey Mysterio. So, but after Raw, we see a segment with the New Day, and Miz is walking in, looking for help from the Final Testament or the Wyatt Six, both of them really. And New Day's like, "Bro, you got your own shit to deal with. We just dealt with the Final Testament. We don't want to deal with the Wyatt Six. Go on." And Dexter Lumis ends up snatching the Miz into his own bus. And as of currently, that was the last time we've seen the Miz.
Yeah, damn. Miz might be dead, y'all.
Miz might be dead I mean, this is obviously being recorded after this past Monday's episode. But like, Miz might be dead.
It's pretty intense. I love the Wyatts, dude.
I do too. I love how like intense all this shit is with, like how like the reality that Bo is bringing in. It's so nice.
So yeah, I love the fact that it's not like super outlandish to think that Bo Dallas has gone crazy after all that he's lost to the point where he's hired these masked killers to kidnap the people that he's hunting down. Like that's realistic, like storytelling for the most part.
I mean, he did it with Chad Gable.
Dude, I am so into everything happening with the Wyatts, and like the fact that we always criticize Roman Reigns was off TV for so long. It works for the Wyatts so well, though.
Because that's
so much more.
Yeah, like that's part of their gimmick as well. But let's think about it. If the Wyatts have been on, if we're going to compare in a time period, say the last, where are we at? Almost 6 months of Roman's reign compared to these past, give or take 6 months with the Wyatts. The Wyatts have been on TV weekly. Oh, no, let's do since WrestleMania. The Wyatts have been on TV weekly since WrestleMania. by the promo, by the QR codes, by their debut, by all these promo videos. Roman was gone quite literally for weeks. We did not hear from Roman. So I mean, like you were saying, less is more, which it really is with the bloodline as well. Less is more, but it kind of runs the same track in my head if we're gonna run it
Yeah,
that way.
I see what you're
So
saying.
I don't know. That's what I think.
Right. I definitely like that.
But that's all I
But
got for Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen, and that's going to move us straight into Friday Night SmackDown. It is the SmackDown, the show before Crown Jewel. This was already taped, of course. But the show opens with Queen Nia herself walking out to the ring to address the audience. She opens her promo talking about the Crown Jewel Championship, how badly she wants to win it. Goes on to talk about how last time she was in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, she wanted to become Queen of the Ring, and she did. At SummerSlam, she wanted to become the WWE Women's Champion, and she did. In the process, she has annihilated anything and everything that has gotten in her way. She starts to run down Liv Morgan and calls Dominic disgusting when Liv's music hits. The Women's World Champion Dominic and Raquel walk out with her sunglasses for some reason, even though they're inside. She's always wearing them bitches. Liv says that Nia isn't the only one who's walked out of Saudi Arabia this year a winner. After all, she retired Becky Lynch to become the champion, the one that she's holding right now, all thanks to Dominic Mysterio. Liv brings up the last time that her and Nia had a match together. She walked out the victor, and if anyone is going to become Crown Jewel champion, it's going to be her. This is when it's Tiffy time, plays over the speakers. Pink fills the arena, and Miss Money in the Bank walks out. Tiffany Stratton goes on to talk about, or goes on to say, sorry, you guys can argue all you want because at Crown Jewel, it's gonna be Tiffy time. She's gonna cash in to become the Women's World Champion no matter what, period. Nia starts laughing when Tiffy stops her and says that she's not supposed to, or that she shouldn't get too comfortable and that she can cash in on Nia if she wants to. Both of them are starting to piss Tiffany off, and she says that she hasn't even made her decision yet. She promises she will cash in on someone tomorrow. She just has no idea who yet. This is when she turns to Liv Morgan and she asks Liv if she cashes in on her, does she get to take Dominic with her? And I'm like, fuck no! I do not need that pairing in my life at all. No. She says that she needs a little bit of dirty in her life, and I think I fucking balled up on the floor and started dying. Oh my god. Liv starts mouthing off to Tiffy, but gets dropped by a right hand, and I'm loving the new attitude from Tiffany Stratton. I can't even lie. Over the commercial break, Liv and Tiffany get put into a match, and we come back from commercial as the match is taking place. Tiffy starts fighting back after Liv gets distracted by Dom on the outside. Liv is able to counter a move from Tiffy mid-air and hits a code breaker, which I thought was absolutely nuts. After Tiffany's able to stop the Oblivion, Nia gets on the apron to cause the distraction, and Tiffy, holding the briefcase, gets rolled up by Liv for the win. Liv attacks Nia after the match. Pressure hits Oblivion on her. This causes a big brawl between both sides, which ends with Nia dropping absolutely everybody on Liv's side with the briefcase and ending Liv with the Annihilator in the corner as she does. Nia looked like a beast, though. I cannot lie. Love the Queen and everything. Like, I'm kind of pissed that she didn't walk out, obviously, as Crown Jewel champion, but gotta love the Queen.
Dude, when Tiffany said that she needed a little dirty in her life, I'm sitting here thinking, I was like, is she really tired of Ludwig already?
Bro, that's crazy. That's
Like realistically looking at it,
crazy.
is she tired of Ludwig already?
She
Like
tired
they've
of
been together
Ludwig
for like
already.
2.5 years, I want to say now, something like that. They've been together for a
Could
while.
use a little bit of dirty in my life. Gosh, damn it. But
Tiffy,
after this, well, I mean, yeah, I was kind of pissed off though that Nia didn't win that Crown Jewel Women's Championship. I was also pissed off that Tiffy didn't cash in her freaking briefcase like she said she would because I was kind of excited and hoping that she would.
I sent you the reason why, didn't I?
Yeah, that video of her being chased by Nia.
Yeah.
Yep. We then get a
Cinema.
recap. Cinema. Pure cinema. We then get a recap of last week, Randy Orton and Triple H talking in the ring, and we cut to a home video from Kevin Owens himself. He's been trying to call Randy all week with no answer. He doesn't want to watch. He doesn't want the match, and he still looks up to Randy. He doesn't understand why Randy's making him do all of this, and he needs Randy to understand that he never wanted to hurt him. But now he's going to hurt him, like Randy hurt him. Randy did this to himself, and he did this to them. And he's going to see Randy on Saturday. He cuts the video, and this is just a very somber, like, chilling Kevin Owens.
Dude, I was I was a little upset with their match at a Crown Jewel, but the buildup is the idea of still what I'm telling you. I think um what's gonna happen is Kevin's gonna get his hands on Cody inside of War Games. They had their match at Saturday Night's main event. Randy gets involved. He RKO's Kevin, help Cody win it, and then now after the match, he RKO's Cody as well. He RKO's both of them, which we could really set up a triple threat match for the start of the year for the first SmackDown of the year. Set it up for the Royal Rumble, or what you could do is you put this is a third option, which is kind of out there. You put Kevin and Randy in the Royal Rumble, make them one of the last four in the match. I don't care who the last four are, but have Kevin and Randy be the last four in that match. And then that way you kind of push that. In which this honestly this could pull into the Goldberg thing. You have, say, Randy win the Royal Rumble. You put now Kevin puts himself in the Elimination Chamber to get his hands on Cody, still making that match triple threat at WrestleMania, which Kevin wins the Elimination Chamber. Now with Goldberg versus Gunther, it's kind of like the thing with Sami Zayn. He just keeps getting at Gunther, and then boom, you get that match at WrestleMania, Gunther versus Goldberg. I don't know. That's an outlandish idea that I have, but it all ends with Cody and Kevin getting their hands on Cody's title, or Kevin and Randy on Cody's title, either at WrestleMania or beforehand.
I like it. I definitely like the idea of, like, if Randy and Kevin Owens are going to be in this, like, feud, and Kevin Owens is going to be going after Cody, I like the idea of Randy accidentally getting tied into Cody's title by fighting Kevin. Does that make sense?
So
Like,
I'm
in
not
a
saying it happens.
sense,
It has to happen at Saturday Night's main event. But are you talking like Randy goes to hit an RKO on Kevin, but Kevin moves and Cody's right there?
that could happen. I think that would be insane. But I'm thinking more along the lines of how we always see, like, two dudes are feud, like LA Knight, Andrade, and Carmelo Hayes is a perfect example. Andrade and Melo are the main feud, right?
Right.
Those are the two guys that are really feuding. And then subsequently, because they've been feuding, having so many good matches, they get put in the US title scene and it gets turned into a triple threat. I'm thinking that the same thing happens with the world title, Randy and Kevin, and when it gets made official that it's going to be made a triple threat, Randy looks back at Cody and is like, "Well, I didn't mean for that to happen, but I want number 15, bro. I'm sorry."
He did hit at number 15 after WrestleMania, I believe was
And
WrestleMania.
so Randy doesn't turn on Cody, but we get the first hint of the official Randy versus Cody feud where Randy has to, he has to go against Cody Rhodes, but he doesn't want to.
Which is why I think it's such a vital part to have Kevin Owens inside of War Games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's why I think
I
it's
think
so important
that's
to have him in there.
I do think that's really important. I really do. But, like, it's also like I'm thinking about it, it's also like somewhat of a stretch too. Cause like
To have Kevin in there?
realistically, like they've got it set right now 4v4 for War Games, you know,
Which
like
would
if they
pull
wanted to.
yeah, which would
I'm
pull Cody out of what you had him already in. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Which I would prefer Cody to be in War Games on Roman's team, like we've been talking about this whole team. But like, if I'm thinking about it, it's also like I don't know. It feels like a little. It's going to
No,
be
I
four
get
v
that.
four.
Yeah, I get that. Honestly, if you push the 5v5 just to obviously fill the requirements for it, I could 100% see exactly what you are saying. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, it's an interesting thing because um I mean, you can run this so many ways that it's so hard to not it's so hard to fuck it up but to not fuck it up.
Right. Like there's so many different directions that they could go. A lot of them are really, really good. Like I can't even lie.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of like ways, but yeah, there's just a lot of shit they can do. It's hard for me to kind of guess what they're about to try and do.
Yeah, it's this is why I like the WWE because then as the weeks go, we can actually build that story and see which way we could run it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So we'll have to see when time comes.
Right. But after this, we do get to move into another match. It is the Street Profits taking on Pretty Deadly. Yes,
Yes,
boy! I'm
guys.
still waiting on the damn musical, y'all. Where is it at?
It's gonna be Broadway.
It's gonna be Broadway. God
It's
damn it,
gonna
I
be
love
Broadway.
that. Beginning of the match, Pretty Deadly jump the Profits as the bell sounds. Montez gets completely singled out until Dawkins tags in. He smacks all the man meat until Prince rakes his eyes, only for B-Fab on the outside to fucking step up and slam this dude on the floor. Elton's like completely shocked by this on the inside, gets scooped up and drilled with a blockbuster real quick for the win, and the Profits walk out with the dub. And B-Fab did some shit, bro.
BFAB BFAB's doing her thing, honestly,
Uh,
and
hell,
I
yeah,
enjoy
not a
it.
whole lot.
Not a
But
whole
then
lot,
we
this is fact, but I
a
enjoy
lot
it.
of a lot of respect. But now we get backstage Nia Jackson and Tiffy time. Nia is confused about earlier, but Tiffy says it was all part of her plan to confuse Liv before Saturday. Bailey and Naomi walk in laughing at them both. Naomi says that Nia should keep that title warm for her. And this is when we move outside of the ring. Bailey and Naomi taking on Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell.
Unfortunately, the last match for Indy Hartwell in WWE currently.
Give me 1 second.
So,
And
yeah, it's
then
very unfortunate for her. So
very unfortunate.
we'll really have to see how it is because um, with Candice LeRae now, how do you push her because she's always been with Indy since NXT? How do you do that now? How do you work that into this?
I think she'll be okay. I have a very unpopular opinion on this. I don't really care for Indy Hartwell all that much.
No, it's fine
I
because
didn't I didn't think
becoming
she added all that much to Candice LeRae's character personally. This is
okay.
all hot takes, y'all.
Relax, relax.
Relax, relax. But I think Candice LeRae should be pushed. She's the women's speed championship right now, women's speed
Hmm.
champion, and so maybe this is like their test for like a real singles push for Candice LeRae, where like if they introduce the women's mid card championship, I would say she's a very strong contender to put a women's mid card title on her if they introduce one.
I'd be okay with that.
And well, yeah, she does. She has had that partnership with Indy Hartwell in the way in this whole time, and like that's what people have like gotten used to her as. I feel like this is a new opportunity for her to like step up because I like I've heard of what she can do on like I've heard she's like an extremely good. I haven't seen any of her like independent stuff, but I've heard that she can be a super good like championship like world championship quality wrestler if you just let her be the wrestler she can be. And maybe taking away Indy Hartwell from her is going to be what lets her absolutely just step up now into the slot that she should be in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not trying to say Indy Hartwell was dragging her down, but
Definitely saying Indy Hartwell had something to do with
I'm saying
the.
that Indy Hartwell was slightly dragging her down.
That's funny.
Hot take. I'm sorry, y'all.
He doesn't agree with everything.
Don't agree with everything.
We're allowed to have our
But
own ideas.
exactly. But now we have the match. It is Bailey and Naomi taking on Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Like we said, Indy Hartwell's final match in WWE. Hopefully she gets hired back at some point after she goes. Hopefully it's a Drew McIntyre or Cody Rhodes situation. Goes out on the indie scene, blows up, and all that shit. But Bailey and Naomi again get attacked at the beginning of the match, and this is kind of becoming a trend in all tag team matches in WWE lately. I don't know if you noticed that.
What?
That like the heels attack the baby faces before the bell.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see what you're saying.
But yeah, the match begins. Indy does some stuff against Bailey until Candice tags in, doing a springboard to the outside. Candice stays on top of Bailey, keeping her from Naomi for a while until she gets the hot tag. Naomi jumps off Candice to take out Indy in the ropes. Bailey gets tagged in somewhere in all of this fucking mayhem. Confusion after Bailey accidentally tags in Naomi when Candice has Bailey pinned for the win. This lets Naomi hit the rear view for the win, though. But yeah, didn't go out on a win.
Did not, unfortunately.
We
But
then move.
it's what
Oh, go
happens when
ahead.
you
Sorry.
only have so much to do with your with time.
Facts. But then we move backstage, or I guess to a video rundown of the bloodline over the last 2 weeks. And this is when we move into the big old bloodline segment. Roman Reigns' music hits. The OTC makes his big entrance alongside Big Jim. And
Big
then
Jim.
Michael Cole confirms that at Crown Jewel, the new Bloodlines team is going to be Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf. This is when I think it was Jimmy Uso who grabbed the mic and he goes, "The OTC and Big Jim are now in your city."
I was
Jimmy
like, God
talks
damn it.
about. I was like, "Damn it, Jimmy, you cringy little dude."
That's what I'm saying.
Jimmy talks about how Roman preached that they were stronger together, but now they aren't. He needs Roman to listen and drop the beef that he has with Jay. This
Agreed.
is when the crowd just starts chanting, "Squash the beef, squash the
Squash the
beef."
beef.
I was like, why can't this be like, why can't we get a chant that says, "Smack the beef, smack the beef"? When we got two
That's crazy.
motherfuckers colliding in the ring, god damn it.
Two
But
big
this
meaty
was
men
kind of
smack a man
goofy, I
meat.
thought. He made he made up with his brother. Now it's time for Roman to squash it and make up with his cousin. He needs to make up with their brother. If they aren't together, then they are going to lose at Crown Jewel. As he's talking, Roman holds out his hand for the mic, but when he gets the mic put into his hand by Jimmy, we get Uso!
Oh!
Jay Uso himself yeets through the crowd down to the ring. The crowd keeps yeeting with Jay's theme and yeeting after the music stops. Like they literally they're singing the lyrics to it as the music stops, and the Bloodline's all
Uso,
just standing there
just
like looking
me,
around like,
Oos.
damn.
Day one, it's just me,
Just me,
Oos.
Oos. Rumor
Day
is,
one,
ladies and
it's
gentlemen,
just me, Oos.
Jey Uso, #1 merch seller in WWE.
Respect.
Over Roman Reigns. Over CM Punk. He's starting to bite at Cody Rhodes' heels out here. Fucking main
Respect.
event, Jey Uso, bro. I love this dude. Gets in the ring, looks at Roman, and he says he wants to make one thing clear. He only said yes to this match to get back at Solo for costing him his title and messing with the family. Things between the three of them are far from being better. It takes everything inside of Jay to even be next to Roman right now inside of this ring. Jay remembers. He won't forget everything Roman did to him physically, mentally, emotionally. But Jay still showed up because that's what family does. It's family above all.
Yeet.
Yeet. Jay tells Roman he won't tell him what to do anymore. He ain't a lackey no more. He ain't a right hand man no more. He's Roman's equal now. He wants all three of them as equals, side by side, running shop as they used to. If Roman shows even the slightest bit of disrespect, he gone. And if
He
Roman
gone.
don't like it, he can walk too. Or Roman
Oh
can
god.
stop acting like a tribal chief and start acting like his cousin.
That's fact.
So, Oos, we gonna do this damn thing or not?
That's
Roman's
what I need to
pondering.
know.
Roman's pondering. Grabs that microphone. Yeet!
Yeet. Oh my god,
Yeet! That was amazing!
that had me so happy.
I was so happy. The OG bloodline stand side by side and they all hold up the ones together again. Felt so good.
Dun
So
dun
happy.
dun 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 dun.
Oh,
It's
so
just me, Oos. Day one, it's just me, Oos. Day one is. God damn.
crap, my notes crash. Give me 1 second. This document is not being very kind to us, ladies and gentlemen. So give
Yeah,
me
we
1 second.
with the Usos and the Bloodline back together. I don't see much happening just yet. I think something happens um, over time, and that's when shit really starts going sideways.
Yeah, I think we got a. I don't think this is. I think we get a somewhat babyface Roman for a while, but I think eventually this is all going to start getting into Roman's head, and he's going to start reverting back to his old tribal chief ways at some point.
That's what I'm saying, and I think at some point they're actually gonna like just say bye.
Yeah, like
Yeet.
Baus, yeet. Oh man. But then after this, we do go backstage with Byron Saxton interviewing the Motor City Machine Guns. This team is freaking amazing. I want to see more of them every single week. A Town Down Under interrupts this interview, though, and they say that they need to be on the biggest talk show in WWE. Alex Shelley chimes in. He goes, "Wait, we're going to be on Miss TV?" I was like, damn. Yep, fucked Waller. So Waller does invite them both, though, to the Grayson Waller effect next week, which they both will be appearing on.
Oh man.
But yeah, not too much. I'm just hoping that these two. I thought A Town Down Under was damn gonna break up by now. Not even lying. I forgot they were
I
even
think
still a team.
long-term storytelling.
Long term storytelling.
This is how you
It's like
keep Austin
every
Theory relevant,
three.
though.
It's like
Realistically,
every 3 months, Triple H is gonna tease them breaking up.
yeah, that's true.
But
That is
then we
true.
go out to the ring once again. A fatal four-way match. It's Io Sky taking on Piper. Yeah, it is Io Sky. Sorry, taking on Piper Niven, taking on Lash Legend, taking on Bianca Belair. Things go crazy as Piper drops Bianca on the outside and Legend drops Io onto the apron. Bianca later on is caught off a crossbody and driven into the barricade by Piper and Legend both. Legend and Piper work together this entire time to batter Bianca and Io until they're eventually fought off. Chelsea Green eventually gets involved in the match, the star of SmackDown, as she pulls Legend out of the ring to stop a pin, causing a brawl on the outside between everybody who isn't already involved in the match. And Piper gets a moment to go crazy in the ring before Bianca takes advantage of the distraction from Jade to Lash and hits the KOD for the win. But Io, last second, scores the over the moonsault and steals the pin from Bianca once again, and Io Sky walks out the winner. I loved that finish. I'm not even gonna lie.
That was a great finish.
I
These
thought
women can
Bianca
really
had
do
the
it. I don't know
match
why
won.
Vince. I don't know why Vince did what he did with them for so long.
I really don't
He's an
either.
idiot.
Like I am like week by week, I am like becoming more and more of a fan of Io Sky. Like we already
Oh
know
yeah.
that on Raw, like we already said, this is being recorded after this week's Raw. that Io Sky's the number one contender for Liv Morgan's World Championship now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not against just putting the belt on Io. I'm not totally against it. Because she's just that damn good, in my opinion. And I think she
Oh
would
yeah,
just be
she's
amazing with any type of just random title win.
absolute dog.
But you can call that a hot take if you want to, but
Absolute dog.
there you go. Then we go backstage to the locker room. Cody Rhodes and Cody
Cody
Rhodes!
Rhodes!
Cody Rhodes! And the Viper Randy Orton backstage in the locker room getting ready. Cody says that he's ready for tonight and ready for Crown Jewel. Motherfucker.
He is ready for Crown Jewel, and honestly, I think he. Sometimes I think he's in over his head. To be honest, I really do. Um,
Totally.
because
And
just like he does. I mean, it's not wrong. He's the golden boy. I mean, you touch the golden boy, you're gonna get in trouble. But now, where do you kind of? I don't know.
exactly. Where do you go from there?
Okay,
Exactly.
yeah,
Even if
I
he
don't
is
really
ready
know.
for Crown Jewel, like it's freaking Gunther. He still wants Randy to save a piece of Kevin Owens for him though after the match on Saturday, even though it never happened. Randy says there won't be any of Kevin Owens left after Saturday, though. Cody says that he doesn't know what he's going to do. After a suspicious pause, Randy just pats Cody on the back and says that he's going to think of something.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Randy, what you thinking there?
There you go.
Definitely a bit of a threat there to the American Nightmare, I feel like. But now we get a promo video for the Triple Threat United States title match that happened at Crown Jewel, which I thought was pretty fucking fun. Can't even lie. This was a fun little match. It was Andrade to begin this off. It was all three of them, one after another. He says that both Knight and Mello are in his way and that he is prepared to defeat both of them and become the next United States champion. Mello says that no better place to win the United States title than in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He's trying to decide which of them he's going to pin and says that Knight is going to pay for costing him Game 7 against Andrade, and Andrade is going to need some extra ketchup for his fries after he's done with them. LA
Bet.
Knight, the champion, yeah, goes
Yeah.
on. He cooks them all, says that he understands the deck is stacked against him, but it doesn't matter because it's because as sure and he's concerned, Mello and Andrade got what is coming to him. Says that he will drop both of them on their heads just like he did last week, and he will walk out the United States champion still. And I'm not even lying. I went on WWE Shop. I might have to buy that United States title of his.
It's officially on there.
It's officially on there.
I need to go check this out.
I might have to cop that thing.
Might have to.
Might have to cop it. We do get a Bloodline promo video after this, as Solo can't believe that he has to fight against Roman and his two brothers at Crown Jewel. He doesn't understand, why is he the bad guy? Just because he went out and found a family that loved him? He asks if he's the bad guy just because he was the one hurt by his brothers. Asks if he's the bad guy just because he was always there to help Roman Reigns when he never helped him. Solo isn't the bad guy now. He's the tribal chief. And at Crown Jewel, they will all respect him and they will all acknowledge him.
No yeet.
No yeet. No freaking yeet, bro. I do not agree with this. I do not acknowledge Solo Sikoa. Solo
Sala
Sikoa.
Sakawa.
I do not acknowledge Solo. That sucks. But then our main event was after this. It's Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton taking on Ludwig Kaiser and Der Ring General Gunther.
Gunther.
Yes. This match kicks off and it's supposed to be Gunther and Cody right away, but Gunther quickly tags in Kaiser so that he can't fight Cody. Gunther and Kaiser are able to double team Cody on the outside as things heat up. Randy gets hot tagged and lays into Kaiser with a power slam until Gunther is tagged in. Randy doesn't see it at first, though, and still thinks that he's fighting with Kaiser. Later on, Cody's able to get back in there and tries to hit a crossroads on Kaiser, but Gunther tries attacking him, but eats an RKO instead. Cody hits the crossroads after this for the win on Kaiser, of course. Doesn't get to pin Gunther. After the match, though, Randy and Kevin are celebrating when Kevin Owens attacks Randy with a chair. Triple H did tell Randy that he needs to protect himself at all times.
That is fact.
Kevin starts laying into this dude, and right before Cody's able to get his hands on Kevin Owens to protect him, Gunther wraps the arm around his neck and chokes him out cold. Kevin does absolutely nothing to help Cody as Gunther's choking him out and just continues laying into Randy Orton before he walks out, and then Gunther just leaves him laying there.
Unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. I was
Very unfortunate.
very, very unfortunate, but still got beat at fucking Crown Jewel, which I was pretty upset about.
Yeah, that. I think it was just more Bret Hart this, Bret Hart that. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody in the world is a bigger Bret Hart fan than Bret Hart.
That's fact.
Yeah,
That's fact.
that is fact. But yeah, all
Um,
I've got for SmackDown.
and I do got a question for you before we close out the episode. Give
Yes,
me your Mount Rushmore of WWE announcers.
that's a lot. Because, in my opinion, I would have to put Mike Buffer, or no, yeah, I would put Mike Buffer on there. I like Mike Buffer. Lillian Garcia. Lillian Garcia is just the voice of my childhood, I feel like. JR is a good one. Mm, yeah, think here. Because if I'm thinking of my childhood, it's Justin Roberts and Lillian Garcia. Well, Justin
Yeah,
Roberts is even good right now in AEW, the Dapper Yapper himself.
a dapper
So I'd
yapper.
say Justin Roberts and Lillian Garcia for sure. Mm, probably Howard Finkel. I've heard Howard Finkel's one, right? Or
Yeah.
was he in? Okay. Maybe JR? I don't know if I could put Samantha Irvin on there myself personally. She was really good, but she just didn't have longevity. In all
Okay.
reality, like what was she there for? Like 3 years,
Give or
maybe
take.
4 years. You know, I think that would be me. Maybe I'd say Justin Roberts, Lillian Garcia, Howard Finkel, and JR.
Okay. So this is what I would have. I'd have Howard Finkel, Gene Okerlund, Lillian Garcia because she was a voice of my childhood, and I would have Samantha Irvin for the purpose of she was the voice when I started watching again. She was part of the reason I started getting into it because of how she announced all the wrestlers. She did it in a very unique fashion. That's
I
why
do.
I would have
Yeah,
Samantha on there over some other ones.
I do. I'm not trying to say like Samantha Irvin is one of the best ring announcers like fucking ever.
Yeah.
Like period. But I don't know if I would put her on like the Mount Rushmore of it all just because of the fact that she wasn't there for that long.
No, right, and I get that.
You know,
I 100% get that.
like if she was there like for the entirety of this Triple H run and like into the Netflix era and like she was the Triple H era announced girl, then like
Yeah.
yeah, that's cementing her spot in history. But like I yeah, I like her a lot, but I wouldn't put her in that spot personally. But hot
I
take,
got you.
I'm full of hot takes today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, get mad at me. I don't care.
He's like, you're mad. I'm back. Big
You're
mad.
mad. I'm big, big mad. Oh shit.
Ah, don't care. Stay mad. Ah.
Gosh damn it. Hell yes. But
But that's all I got for this episode.
hell yes. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got as well. Once again, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to another episode of the AR Wrestling Podcast Weekly Review. Appreciate you all. Make sure y'all go to the social medias. Go to Instagram. It's AR_wrestling_, Spot or Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, AR Wrestling Podcast. Go to X. It's AR Wrestling_. Go to YouTube, AR Wrestling 1020 in your search engines. Make sure y'all drop subscribes. Make sure y'all drop the likes, drop the views. Go to YouTube once again and watch the SummerSlam vlog. That bitch is up. That thing
Please.
is fire. Hell
It
yes.
is fire.
Remember, we are beginners in all of this, so like, don't judge us too hard. But like, damn, it was it
Give
was
us
it
your
was
constructive
amazing.
criticism.
It was amazing. God damn it. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, I will say it. Thank you.
Thank you.